Hello, it's the Stardock stream. We're showing off a new game, Sorcerer King. Hooray!
Hooray!
We just announced it today. This is our new game. It's called Sorcerer King. I'm Adam. That's Brad. He is the lead designer of the game. It's his baby. And he is joining us today to kind of just walk us through a little bit of Sorcerer King, kind of show off the game a little bit, and just kind of give everybody a glimpse of what it looks like running. And we'll also take questions out of the chat if we get any, which would be lovely. So if you have questions, don't be shy. I'm actually loading up the chat right now, so I don't actually know if anybody's even watching this. I hope
No
so.
one is watching.
No
one.
Man, don't say that. So, anyway, that's the deal. I'm probably going to, once we get into the game, I'm going to kill the camera and just have the game screen showing because our camera angle is weird. But anyway, so Brad, do you want to tell us about the Choose Your Sovereign screen and how you start a game of Sorcerer King and what the deal is with Sorcerer King?
Sure. Well, so we've made a couple fantasy strategy games in the past. We've made there's Fallen Enchantress, the most recent series. And we've been playing a lot of fantasy strategy games, you and I have a lot of favorites. I got into some trouble because on my I had recommended Endless Legends on our Stardock curator page.
Oh, nice.
And so you go to the Stardock page and like, well, I didn't know Stardock made Endless Legends. Like, well, no, we don't. I just like it.
Well, we have a bunch of stuff on there that we haven't, that we didn't make,
right,
that are just games that we like. Because, I mean, we're just nerds. Like, we're just big nerds that like strategy games so much that we have a career making them.
Yes. Yeah,
so.
we like all of them. I mean, well, pretty much all of them. So this game kind of assumes you probably played a 4X strategy game in the past, and that lets us kind of treat that like kind of like in superhero movies where you have the origin story, and then you have the sequel where you kind of get into the more of the meat of the story. So we're kind of skipping the origin story of here's a 4X game. You are playing against 8 empires or 20 empires or whatever, and you are all doing the same thing. In this one, you played that game and you lost really badly, so badly that the world comes pre-conquered by someone else, and you don't even have the idea of reconquering the world isn't even an option in this game. So in Sorcerer King, the problem is that he now, having conquered the world, he wants to become a god. That's his next step. And to do that, he needs to destroy the elemental shards so he can cast a spell of making, which, upon doing so, will convert all life into magical energy, which, you being alive, is bad for you. So when you start out the game, you choose your sovereign. And this is the early access build?
This should be the public build,
okay.
I think. I may have screwed it up. You may want to... Yeah.
No, it is. It's just my version has all these unlocked and stuff. So,
oh, right.
So you choose the sovereign, and we'll go. I would choose the one that is available since it's the only one, and that's the wizard. That's Galor. He has this really cool power called hypnotism. And the way you make your sovereign in this game, and of course not in this first beta because you are stuck with what we pre-selected for you, is that you have a library. This is supposed to be your library of books. And you can choose up to 10 books to put in there from 4 different categories.
Do you mean 8 books?
What's that?
Do you mean 8 books?
1,
I
2,
think it's
3,
8.
4, 5, 6. Yes, so we made it 8. So that the UI person decided. That's how we made it. That's how we decided what fits on the screen. So you pick up to 8 books, but you have a library. You have 4 different categories. So the more of a particular type of book you pick, the more likely you are to get a legendary or a epic spell in there. Really good stuff. Or if you try to be kind of spread them up, between all the different books, you'll have a large variety, but you're not going to have anything that particularly potent either.
Sure.
You can also customize your sovereign to choose what super ability they get, like hypnotism. And all the super abilities are designed to be ridiculously overpowered. I mean, you play the game with hypnotism, and early on you're getting units just by hypnotizing them, which is very nice.
If you have the mana, it costs, at least right now, it costs kind of a ton to cast.
At the start.
And if it gets resisted, you are out an awful lot of mana.
It does. Now it had to be balanced a little bit because I had a case where it's like I was trying to hypnotize a wolf. And it's like, hey, you know what? Give me the wolf. It's a wolf, all right? What is it resisting with? Its keen sense of wolfishness?
I think that just became canon.
Yes, that's canon now.
Excellent.
All right. So
we had a question
sure.
out of the chat that I want to interrupt you with. Coco Lebelge we'll say, wants to know, will you be able to choose the bad guy also?
No, you do not get to play as. That would be great though, because it's kind of right. Because the Sorcerer King wants to ally with you,
Right. So you could just be
because it's a
friends.
victory condition for him.
No, a game of Sorcerer King in which the human controlled the Sorcerer King would be a very short game indeed.
Yes, because you start out having one.
Right.
So you can pretty much just imagine how that goes. You are the Sorcerer King.
We could
You
put
won.
in the option and just have it basically go to a victory screen.
Yeah, you have won.
Don't you feel accomplished?
Yes.
I kind of like that. I bet Chris could write a pretty good victory screen for that.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to move to the next one. And so this is your world setup. And so I obviously like the random maps, but for our beta, since there's a lot of debate, so it's kind of that's what I love about early access is that gamers get to kind of see the sausage factory. They're going to get to see stuff that in the final game just won't be in there at all, because it'll have been either polished out or it'll be an idea that the gamers decided didn't pan out. Well, in this case, so the random maps aren't on. So we have these 4 maps you can choose from. I love Mountain Pass myself.
Islands isn't in there. Islands is a map.
Took out Islands.
Oh, I like Islands.
Thank you.
Islands is a map that we have on our internal build. That is, I mean, isn't that a medium only too? It feels freaking gigantic.
No, it's only small.
That's only a small. Geez.
Yeah, it's
our
a
maps
small.
are so big. I really like Islands, but ships are super jank right now.
Yeah, they're really flaky, and we were worried that if someone played it right away, they may not have any idea what's going on. And
right.
So then you get to, if you pick land size, if you have, once this is enabled, you can pick what size you want, and then magic determines the kind of your pacing. How fast is the Doomsday counter going to go? How fast do things get built? And then the difficulty. Whoa, we do not want the difficulty level should probably be here, but we'll put it normal. I think normal right now is too hard.
Is it?
Yeah, but we'll see. Most people can't. Even though most of us who play it regularly cannot win on normal. But anyways, so you pick the difficulty out, you hit next, and you get into the game.
Which generally loads fairly quickly.
Yep.
Is the good part.
All right.
Helpful
tutorial
dwarf
thing. I'm going to skip that because I'm going to be talking instead of it.
I think that's probably for the best. I slaved over that text, I'll have you know, Brad.
I see. Well, I insisted that you be able to name your cities. It's one of my pet peeves, even in Fallen Enchantress, that your cities, you can rename them after the fact, but they come with a default name. You know, that you don't, I really want to be able to name my city. So, and honor my friend Derek, I have Derek in the game, Sir Kale.
And Bailey, does she howl at everything in the game like she does in real life?
She does. And you got your options here. Let's see. I scroll, use mods, show grid, all that good stuff. I'm noticing on your machine the tooltips are not working.
Oh no, I had turned them down because I was capturing the video.
How do I turn it back on?
It's in the options.
All right.
It's under advanced. Or no, I'm sorry. It's down in the lower left of this screen. Just bring that tooltip to
okay.
back down to I think 0.1 or something is default, or 0.5 or I don't know. And those are going to be pretty instant because that's in milliseconds. But
yeah. All right.
We should totally get Kay's Floofy Fox in the game. That was a comment out of the chat that I agree with.
I agree. And Kay did a lot of the basic unit design. She did the sketches out. So this is when you start out. You have a city. And one of the things that's very different from anything we've done before is just a row of quests. And the way the quests are really matched up with the crafting system, which obviously is the first game we've done with a crafting system. And now I look at it, I go, I really wish Galactizations had a crafting system. Because it's really hard to go back to it'd be really handy if I could just get some stuff and be able to make stuff with it. Anyhow, so here I am. With my little party, I got Kale in here, and I got Bailey, who's my dog. And I'm going to go out here, start exploring.
Oh, you're going to totally die.
Why do you say that?
Because it says strong, and strong early in the game pretty much means you're going to totally die.
That's true. Well, let's see. You find an ancient tomb, but you're not the first. Finding the site roped off with stakes and string, a reedy little scholar emerges to explain that he's trying to figure out why there are so many tombs in the world. Tombs are really expensive to build. He explains, where did all the money come from? None of this makes sense. Let's see. What should we do? Listen thoughtfully, offer to help the scholar, or tell the pencil neck that he asks too many questions?
Let's tell the pencil neck off.
All right.
This is going to end really poorly. Oh, no.
You ask too many questions, pencil neck. You push him down and pick through the artifacts he's uncovered.
Yeah, but did you break his pocket protector is my question.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. So we Chris Buckles from crack.com, we hired him this past year to work on all the writing in our games, give them a little bit, make them a lot more interesting to read. And it's definitely come through. There's a lot of funny stuff in here. So this brings right away one of the consequences to the game is that, and this is something modders going to love too, is that quests can change the world. They input stuff to the dungeon master, and in this case, it added 10 points to the doomsday counter. That's this at the top. When the doomsday counter fills up, you die. That's because you start out with the Sorcerer King already casting the spell. It's not he's getting ready to cast a spell. He may cast a spell soon. He is already casting the spell. So these are some of the loot I picked up. So haha, that worked out pretty well. So one of the other things that's different is that now when I hit the tab key, it will walk me through everything I need that needs my attention.
You're fine. Keep going. I'm just wrestling with the Twitch platform.
I see. So let's see. These are spells I can learn. So the way I get spells in the game is through lore. I get lore through magic. With magic comes from the shards in the game, as well as my sovereign has a little tiny bit himself. And I split that, the magic between lore and skills and mana. So let's see, what would I want? I want Tutelage. That'll make my units go up faster once I cast that. So it'll start doing that. And that brings me to the magic, where I can actually see it'll take me 10 turns to get the next skill. It'll take me 65 turns to get that particular one. Let's go over here, put a little bit more to lore. And
we had a question.
I need more. I need to find a shard.
Yeah, you do. I was going to remark that you don't have a shard on your start.
Usually you start out with one, so it's just out of range.
Oh, so you got to get a pioneer up.
Yeah, I need to get a pioneer.
We had a question in the chat. Will there be a demo out? We don't have any current plans to make a demo, I don't believe.
No, we generally don't do that.
Frankly, it's a bunch of extra time and effort for us to do, and
we used to make demos, but that was before those Let's Play videos come out. And Let's Play videos, it's like professional demo players,
right? And so we're going to be streaming it every week. And so you can see it here. Anybody who has a YouTube channel or wants to make a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel or anything, we welcome people streaming the game, YouTubing it, Let's Play, all that stuff we think is super great. So please do that. And so we hope that you'll be able to get a decent sense of the game that way and make your purchasing decisions accordingly.
Right. So let's see. So the button down here, we call this the Schaefer button in honor of John Schaefer, who's the Civ 5 designer. And the idea is that the turn button will change depending on what needs your attention, rather than you missing stuff. This allowed us to get rid of a lot of things that were kind of annoying or could affect the pacing of the game in a negative way. So anyway, I've come to my city. The cities are really straightforward, and yet it's the power with the power of 3 variables. You basically have seemingly infinity or 9. Different combinations, but food determines how fast your cities grow. When they level up, you can get more access to more resources. Production determines how fast you build things, and essence determines how many magical spells you can cast on the city. Now, as you mentioned, I should build a pioneer because the pioneer can build an outpost. I could also build a scout. Scouts are really good for, scouting, because the monsters can't really see them. Now,
they will get stepped on occasionally just by monsters doing random movement, but the monsters will never intentionally attack them, correct?
Yep. And the Sorcerer King can see them now.
Okay.
So that's something to bear in mind, because somebody built a wall of scouts and was blocking the Sorcerer King. So that You blame. It's like
I love that.
it's like that's right, Chris Bray, because we had to make a patch.
We had a good question in the chat here, or rather, well, it's actually a complaint, but it's a reasonable complaint.
Okay.
WASD doesn't move the map, but hotkeys are bound to 1 through 9 and 0. Arrow keys move the map way too fast, which is interesting.
He's right.
They do.
It's too fast.
Yeah, so we'll fix that. I would love to see WASD move the map. Half the time I use that, and half the time I do click and
He's
drag.
right. You know what? That's we should totally add that, because you can keep with this game. You could totally play the game with mouse on one hand and there's a tab key does everything.
Oh yeah, totally. One of the things I like about this game, and I've played a fair amount of it, before we released it to early access today. One of the things that I like about the Schaefer button and kind of the streamline of the design is that you can really once you know the game, once you kind of understand it and you know what you want to be doing, you can play really quickly. Because like when you hit end turn, it's not like you have to wait.
Right.
Because our
multi-threading,
multi-core. it's this new wave of the future. Let me tell you. But like so the enemy turn happens like immediately, and you just slam on tab. It brings up everything you want to do, and just take your actions, move on to the next turn. There's very little kind of trivia that you have to manage in Sorcerer King, which just as a player, and I mean I've been a strategy game player basically from as soon as I was big enough to get my hand on the mouse. That is a huge deal to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because the game at first seems simple until you realize how many moving parts there are. And this build, because I keep reminding, my build has it. You guys don't have it. You'll get it real soon, because the real fun is going to really start up when the minor factions get to have their say in all this, and the Sorcerer King's meddling with you a lot more. But even here, even as a straight out, like, should be quite fun, even as is. All right, I think it's pretty fun. It's certainly more fun than our any early access we've done in the past.
I think it's easily more fun than, especially for day one early access.
Yeah. I mean even Galciv 3 or it's certainly anything we've done in the past is not even close to this.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, it's not finished. It's obviously not finished, and not all the content's there. We lock you into one sovereign type, and the minor races aren't done, and stuff like that. But like, what's here it's a pretty fun little game.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So in that last quest, I got a whole bunch of lore as one of my quest options, and so that let me get that tutelage real fast, which is awesome. So
tutelage is so good.
And I'm gonna get exactly, especially getting it right off the bat. Now, the spells you have available to you and what gets selected is based heavily on what spell books you picked at the beginning of the game. Of course, I didn't have a choice because you people locked the spell
us
books
people.
down. Yeah, you people. Hey, don't look at me. I wanted that unlocked but QA wanted it all tied down so they could really nail this stuff down. So let's see, Battle Cry. That's a good one. I'm going to go with Heal. So, and I'm going to cast that spell. I'm going to go ahead and cast Tutelage on my hero here. And select.
Oh, man, because Tandis is your starting hero here, and he's kind of well, I don't want to say generic, but he's your fairly,
He's a warrior.
He's a warrior. He hits things. Yeah. He hits things with a big sword. We love him. But, I mean, he gets to be so freaking strong with some levels under his belt. Like,
he's
abilities.
supposed to be at the end of the game. He's supposed to be like Sauron. And I mean, you'll need it because you'll be going up against.
Right. So, like, but anyway, this is just my point is that the experience is so important.
Yeah.
Speaking
of experience, we now can craft.
Oh, you should totally open the crafting.
I'm going to craft right now. Oh, I can craft one thing. So these are the recipes I currently have. And I can get more recipes by going on quests. And we also have buildings.
I love the addition of the buildings. In the earliest alphas internally, you didn't start with any recipes, and there was no buildings. And so you were completely at the mercy of whatever.
The random number generator. And it's like, whoa, this game I lost. Because,
because I have no idea how to make freaking swords.
Right.
So.
See, well, I tell you, and this is probably overpowered because it does plus 12.
It's probably overpowered. Yeah, but you can never find cedarwood oil in the current build anyway. So
it's supposed to be pretty rare. The Ring of Defense is nice.
Yes, it is.
And I'm gonna go on. I'm not gonna equip it to it because I want to show the actual screen. So
Jenna did such a good job on these screens. Jenna's our UI artist.
Yeah.
I love the look of the UI. I think it's all very attractive.
You know, and one of the things that's I wish we had done in our other games, and again, it's like I look at Galciv and like, yeah, I wish I had crafting expansion pack. Is that everyone can be equipped? It's not just your heroes. Everyone can be equipped with craftable stuff.
I wonder if we're gonna have to nerf that.
No way. Why
you don't think so?
No, no way. That is way too fun.
Okay. I mean, I'm all in favor of more fun. So.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead, and this is one of the UI needs work because look at I can't even see when I put this on. It should update my my stats here. They're going to be updating your combat rating right here, and then your experience right here.
Yep.
But all right, so I'm going to go ahead and equip this. If you look down here, I don't know if it'll be enough to actually raise my combat rating. This is kind of interesting, by the way. This is our first game where we put a number to a combat rating, which was pretty controversial internally.
It's very, I like it just in that it's very shorthand, right? Yeah. And you can, if you really want to know, because you're that guy that really wants to dig into the stats, we'll show you eventually in one of the subscreens or another, or well, right
actually,
here.
we have it here, and what we're doing is all the other stuff will show up as abilities. So,
right.
Like fire in the old days, we would have had stats like fire resistance and this, and it'd all be 0. Right, it'd be endless stats that are 0.
Columns upon columns of stats.
Yeah, but stats that are all 0. Well, what we're doing now is those stats that are normally 0 are for pretty much any unit will show up as abilities down here when they're not 0.
Sure. So like when you get an Arctic Wolf cloak that gives you some cold resist or something,
you'll get a thing here.
That's yeah.
So now these are stats we expect you to build up. I mean, dodge starts at 0 and spell resist starts at 0, but you're going to be building those up. You better build them up. But it's interesting. All this stuff, though, ultimately adds to this combat rating that has been gone through a lot of work to make it accurate. So if I'm 14 and I see another unit with a combat rating of 12, I'm going to win. If they have a combat rating of 18 and I have 14, I'm going to lose, probably. I mean, you know, with enough sovereign spells, you can really turn the tide. But I'm going to keep exploring down here.
We had a good question in the chat from Zax. Question, will this game be moddable? How big will the biggest maps be, and what about multiplayer?
Well, won't have multiplayer because you're the star. You are literally the last kingdom in the world, so there is no one else to play as. The closest thing we could do would be like someone else playing as the Sorcerer King screwing with you, but that would be crazy effort.
It'd be really amusing, but you know, when this game is wildly successful and we need to make an expansion pack.
Yes. So, but with regards to modding, now the modding is going to be really interesting because so much of the game revolves around diplomacy. In this, here I have this quest screen. This is my fancy quest screen. Look at that. Ooh, fancy. Pretend this is all.
It's not even programmer art.
I know. It's programmer text, and it's hard-coded programmer text. I didn't bring it from strings. It's literally in C. I wrote this in C, just C++ into the...
Excellent.
But we have all these variables that go into the game, and players can actually come up with their own through XML. And then you can there's going to be we have a quest editor that lets us I'm going to hit turn. We have a quest editor that lets you have quests that put in new stats into the world. So then you can have, a quest that gives you +2 loyalty, and you might then have another quest that looks at the loyalty variable, or have an event that shows up. Oh, well, because you're loyal, or because you've been mean, or you're being cowardly, these other consequences come up.
Oh, that's awesome!
And that doesn't
I didn't know
require
that.
us. That's all modders.
I didn't know that was all in the data there. That's awesome.
Yep, all these things. What we're doing under the covers is we're treating all this stuff as "quote unquote" resources, and anyone can define a resource.
Okay.
Even the favor thing up here. So the way I'm doing it with the minor factions is that when you do something for them, it gives them favor with them, and if you get enough favor with them, then they come on your side.
Which will be very important for a number of reasons. Actually, we one of our regulars here, Devil Dog, asked, will we be seeing minor factions like you did in Star Control 2, like with talking heads, etc.? Yes. Minor factions are a huge part of Sorcerer King.
Yeah, Steph's not here to stop.
Steph's our PR rep, who Brad gives regular migraines to.
Yeah,
whatever. Technically,
let's be real. This is essentially you have a little FTL, a little Star Control, and a little Master Magic, and you kind of you kind of put together because you have the quests are very FT. I don't know if
they're very
if you don't
FTL.
have you out there, if you don't have FTL, get that game. Very fun.
It's super good.
And then so you have that element of it because that's essentially what the quests are. And then you have the star control aspect where all the minor races, they've already been defeated by by the Sorcerer King. And you have to do things for them to get them on your side before time runs out so that you get their special unit and can then go and take it to them. But the difference here is because there's so many and there's so much content in regards to how quests are made is that every game is different. So you can keep playing it over and over again and end up with very different results.
I'm very hopeful for the minor factions because with the way that quests work in this game and with Chris on staff, Chris is a very funny guy.
Yes.
And I'm really excited for what he's going to be able to do with that. Just again, and this is not, I mean, yes, I do work for Stardock, so I am contractually obligated to be excited for it. But nonetheless, I work for Stardock because I'm a huge nerd for these kinds of games. So there you go.
All right, so we got wow, this is a really underwhelming battle. So we're going to go murder this guy. You know, we actually had a debate before the beta and whether we should have turn the bandits and stuff into kind of a minor faction where you at least talk to them. It's like, why am I going out and killing these guys? Well, they would explain why you need to go out and kill them. But we took that out. We'll probably have it in a private build for beta testers that want to see and chime in. Anyways, should be really easy to kill. Because I'm just going to come over here, hit the one key, and this should kill him. Or not.
That was not a very hardcore smite there.
No, that was a very wimpy smite.
We had a question in the chat, kind of just about the topic of DLC and people feeling nickel and dimed from DLC, which is a fairly common complaint ever since DLC has existed.
That's
frankly.
because they've been nickeled and dimed.
So, I mean, will there be DLC for Sorcerer King?
Oh, yes.
Probably.
There's no doubt in my mind because what happens is it's like we're going to ship a game that is complete.
Right.
But if we want to have let's say we want to have new units, right? We still have to pay the artists and the music and the engineers and all that to do that stuff. Someone has to pay for that. That's where DLC price comes in.
Unfortunately, the only guy we get for free on Sorcerer King Dev is Brad.
Yeah.
I don't think we actually have to pay him anymore.
All right. Oh, my champion leveled up.
Let's see. When will we see minors, roughly? Do you have a plan for when we're going to have the next iteration of minor factions?
Today. That's a QA decision, but given that they're basically done now.
Are they?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, they have to be balanced. I understand why it's not balanced in the sense that if you don't get them on your side and they go against you, you're going to die horribly.
Ah.
Yeah.
So
we have to balance out how fast, because the Sorcerer King is really good at this game. And so he gets those minors.
Well, he's already beaten this game, basically.
Yeah, I know. But remember, he's wooing. And remember, to the Sorcerer King, you are a minor race. So he, I probably during the course of this podcast, we'll get the first of his emissaries showing up saying, "Hey, would you like some goodies?" And I usually say yes and then regret it later because I can exchange Doomsday points for loot with the Sorcerer King. So my quote unquote enemy doesn't see me as an enemy because I'm a pissant to him.
You're so amused by the Sorcerer King envoys. I love it.
Yeah.
So, oh man, Tandis abilities. All of his abilities are so freaking good.
All right, so which one should I use then?
I love Acrobat the most.
Yeah, that gets pretty powerful pretty fast.
Very quickly because, man, when you can... Tandis is going to get attacked a lot, but he dodges constantly with Acrobat. It's so good.
Yeah, but on the other hand, if I take Dodge right here, if I take Inspire, I get 15.
Oh, geez. That's new since last time I played, actually. That's also super awesome.
Oh, another thing about early access, because I've been doing a lot of talks on this to the media about how early... The problem is when developers try to use early access to fund their games, and you can't do that. This game is already fully funded. We don't need the sales of early access to finish this game. What we do need early access for, though, is getting feedback and basically stealing our customers' game ideas. So like even here, I expect to fill up the screen further than what we have because I purposely left some spaces for early access testers to say, you know what would be really handy is if this hero had such and such. I'm going to go ahead and choose Inspire. I can take this guy.
What is this? Graspy in the chat says proper 4X players don't do laundry. I believe that's correct from all evidence I've ever seen. So that's well done.
Right. That's true.
Font size too small, unplayable. Fortunately, you will not have to play it through a 720p stream. This will run natively on your own computer.
One of the other things we're doing, though, is that we're in the process of implementing a gotta be a better name, a high DPI version of the UI. Only the standard 720p UI is in the game, is in early access.
Right.
But one of the things that we wanted to do is like traditionally in games, is you actually lower the game's resolution to play them. Right. And that seemed like a real missed opportunity for people. We've put a lot of work into making the performance of this really good, even on, like, I run a game at 2560 by
1440 or whatever.
Yeah, 1440. But the fonts and the UI is too small at 720p or
right.
So they're going to put in a high DPI one that kicks in at 1920 by 1080, and at that resolution, then all of a sudden everything, instead of it being, it's just everything's much crisper.
Right.
That's not in the public build, but that's one of the things that's a big deal. That's like, especially in the quest screen.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to. Oh, I don't have. Let's see what my spell book, flame dart. I'm not gonna waste a flame dart on these guys. What do I have here? Sweep.
Oh, we have a good comment in the chat from PB Head. A way to compare stats between equipping items with a plus and minus on the tooltip. For like, if you equip this, you get +3 attack, -5 dodge, whatever. That'd be super helpful. I agree. Oh, Devil Dog's complaining to me. That'll happen. I'm like way behind in the chat because we are just talking about Sorcerer King, which is fine. I'm
gonna go ahead and hit auto so that we can move. I want to show other parts in the game.
I am all
the
about
auto
it.
AI is pretty good.
Oh, it's casting sovereign spells though. One of the things that drives me nuts that I know
I've been working out. Actually, the flame dart has been a problem for me. The problem is actually flame dart is too good.
Oh, is it too good right now?
Yeah, that's why it keeps calling. The AI is determined that flame dart is ridiculous. All right, that.
Oh, you lost Sir Kale.
Well,
yeah. Soldiers are pretty replaceable in this game. At least early on, they are.
Yeah, especially when it's one guy.
Yeah, we had so let's see, more questions about early access, which I think we answered pretty well. I think the biggest thing to me is just that, yeah, we're not funding the game through early access. Like Sorcerer King is funded. We're a company that has money that funds projects.
Right.
So that's fine. Early access for us is really about making a better game. Like Stardock has done these betas for what, a decade, 2 decades, like forever. We've done these gameplay betas.
I'm gonna die.
You are so gonna die.
I really should have been paying attention. I am.
Oh man, you're not even gonna like. Maybe no. You're just. Host.
I'm just gonna die.
Do you have an escape scroll? You don't even have an escape scroll.
No, it's still early. I'm just gonna die.
Okay.
I should not. I should not have done that.
Oh boy.
All right, we're just gonna. I'm gonna just go. Yeah, I'm totally gonna die. So, all right. The good news is that when your champions die, though, they come back to your city to heal.
Oh, we do have a good question about: is there going to be a development roadmap like we have for Galciv 3, which is not something that I've seen. I'm sure we could put one together.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, like the diplomacy one and.
Yeah. Just to give our early access players an idea of when things will be added.
Yep.
Oh, you got to clear that layer. You can't even get that shard yet. That's an enemy Zoc.
Doggone it. You're right. So in this game, the monsters aren't just hanging around. They actually claim areas. So you can't just go over there. But I do have one night. The problem with the Slayer statue is that I happen to know if I go on it, it'll be tough. So I'm going to...
yeah, you need some dudes for sure.
The nice thing, though, is that you don't. Even if I fail it, I can go and continue trying to do it until I succeed. But I would just skip the whole failing. Now I could grab this, but it won't do me any good right now because I don't have anything that uses mage, and I'd rather use. So everything you build uses logistics. That's one of the things that's really key in this game. Is that we don't. You'll notice there's no gold as a resource because the economy's.
I mean, what are you going to buy? Like, it's basically the apocalypse has already happened.
Right, which is fun. Yeah, exactly. It's like a survival situation. You're selling bullets, and there's a lot of the quests actually make fun of that sort of thing. I have a lot of gold. Like, well, what are you going to do with that? But in this case, logistics are the currency of choice because I can only build 3 more units, and or I can build 3 more anything.
Well, here we go.
Okay, here we go. So the Sorcerer King has begun attacking shards, and so it reveals where. So I'm going to go to this shard way over here has been attacked, and you can see it's already lost a few hit points. Every time a shard dies, an angel loses his wings. Oh, and the Doomsday counter goes way up, so that would be bad. Right now, the Doomsday counter is at 0, but it's about to go up. In fact, right now, there you go.
I'm so glad we got that animation on there. It was so easy to miss it. Like early on in the beta, it would just kind of go up.
Yeah.
You'd have no idea, and then 15 turns later, you look up and you're like, oh god, we're all gonna die.
So we got the sovereign. This is the sovereign skill tree, and let's see it. Spells learn faster. The spells are cheaper.
Additional spells in battle.
Yeah.
See, I always go for scholarship because I love marching orders. I'm always a junkie for movement. Like I always play the Altarians in Galciv.
Right.
Because that marching orders, when you get that, all of your dudes get an extra move.
Oh, right.
It's so good. It's so good. And that
you mean tireless march?
No, marching orders is one of the abilities that Gaylor has.
Oh, okay.
It's in his sovereign tree.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
So that is so good. It's so powerful, and it's like this passive buff for your whole empire. It's so good. And that's one of the cool things about Sorcerer King is that every different sovereign has their own skill tree.
Yeah.
And so you're going to get wildly different stuff. Like the Warlord is not going to have all this, like, spells are cheaper, spells are easier to cast more spells in battle. I mean, he might have some of that, but he's going to have a lot more stuff that's more focused on making your dudes more awesome.
Right. And the skill tree is really, it's the equivalent of a tech tree. But you don't build research and library and that kind of thing to get them. Everything's from those shards. And, of course, that's bad because... the Sorcerer King's destroying the shards. And once they're destroyed, they're done. They're gone. There's no bringing them back. All right, so my city leveled up, and the leveling up works pretty straightforward. I pick a tile that I want, and tiles have everything from this one. If I select this one, I can get food.
So that's 2 food and a production on that one.
Right. Or I can get this one, which is a lot of production, and an essence, which is pretty rare.
Essence is awesome because it lets you cast more enchantments on your city, and enchantments on cities are awesome.
Right. And it has, look at all that production. I mean, it has 5 more production. I'm going to go with that because I need that more than I need food.
Yeah, you need to get some dudes out.
Yeah.
So here's an interesting question that I have for players and people who are interested in the game. When your city levels up like that, now it's not going to like absorb. You're not going to get a whole new district on your city like you would in Legendary Heroes. But you do expand your zone of control. Now, would you want like some sort of small little, village to pop up there? Some sort of graphical thing on the map to show that? Or do you prefer the cleaner look? Like, because right now it's nice because the map stays very clean, which I like. And one of the things I really like about the Sorcerer King map is that it's very easy to read. You always know, like, you look at a tile and you know if it's mountains, if it's forest, if it's river, if there's anything in it. So, and I don't want to like give up that, without a fight. I don't know, Brad. What's your thought on that?
I have to see it. Is what I would have to say. My inkling is no. I like the cleaner look. I've come to really enjoy that it's clean. And then you get into weird stuff like what do you do if you're using a tree? Mm-hmm. What about this guy? If I decide to use this tile, are they gonna have to do a special thing for that? And for what? It could end up really just making the map look busy.
Very true. Very true.
All right, over here he has 10. I have 18. I can definitely take him, but he's got some interest. He has an Erkson in there, and he's got some really nasty. He's an executor, which is really bad because he has those. He's really nasty against heroes, so I don't like that.
He's gotten buffed quite a bit since last time I played too. Everybody keeps adding more monster abilities, and then they murder my dudes.
They're fun. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build another soldier too.
It's worth noting, I think, that even though you can't customize your units in Sorcerer King, except for equipping. You can equip
You
them.
equip them. You customize them. You can't design them.
Sure.
So because in like Legendary Heroes, you were you designed your unit, but then you're kind of stuck.
Right.
In this game, what will happen is, let's say I end up at war with the Ice Lords. Okay. Now in Legendary Heroes, I'm at war with the Ice Lords, and they all do cold damage. Well, what am I going to do?
You get a bunch of wolf cloaks or whatever to get cold resist.
Well, not in Legendary Heroes.
Well, your new armies will.
But
your existing
my existing armies are useless.
Right.
In Sorcerer King, I get my soldiers and I equip them with wolf cloaks. With heavy, cold stuff that protects them against cold. So I can customize them because the inventory is universal. So it makes it very convenient. I'm going to go ahead.
Thank goodness for that. I hate not having a universal inventory.
I know. Well, it's quote unquote not realistic, and people are right. It's not. I'm going to go ahead and do a sweep. But it's way more fun. Yeah.
I love the fact that we give Tandis sweep from level 1. I think that is just such a statement on how we feel about what units should feel like in Sorcerer King. Like in any of other games, it would be like, oh yeah, I want to give your starting hero, I want to give him sweep attack. And you get laughed out of the room. Like, no, you can't. Yeah. That's way too powerful. Come on.
Yeah, the thing is, this is a sequel. You start out. I mean, like one of the funny things is the player starts out with the Forge of the Overlord, which is that crafting thing. I mean, you start out very, very powerful. It's just that the bad guys are that much more powerful. All right, I can craft again. So I'm going to go see what I can craft. Oh, now we have some stuff.
I forgot to mention something on the topic of cities leveling up. And people are asking, oh, it'd be nice if cities at least looked a little different when they level up.
They do.
The city itself does actually look different. I don't know if we illustrated that when
one of the things that I'm going to ask for is I do want people to be able to customize the icon that they have up here. It's one of the things I've been requesting.
Oh, that'd be nice, yeah. Oh, yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
It makes it much easier to read it on the Empire tree, for sure.
Yeah, one of the things I really like about the game is the UI. I mean, look how straightforward the UI is. I mean, there's my armies, there's my cities. I got my crafting, I have my spell book. This will eventually be pretty. Here are my cities, a nice city list. Eventually it'll show me what all my enchantments are. I mean, it looks really simple, and yet the game's got a lot going on in it, and yet it's kept relatively straightforward.
Hey, grab your Pioneer, by the way.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Thank you.
You need that shard.
I need the shard very badly.
Really, I mean,
good God, 27 turns. All right.
You're 27 turns in?
No. It'd take me 27 turns to get the next spell.
Gotcha.
All right, watch this. When I get this should help a lot. 12. See, it just went down to 12.
So your shard gives you magic, which you then assign with the little color wheel to skill, which levels up your sovereign, lore, which is research for researching new spells, and then mana, which is obviously you bank and then you use it to cast your spells. So there's a fight on the dragon statue now? Oh yeah, there is. That's right.
What? Yeah, I don't want to mess with that right now.
When you're playing your own game, I highly suggest you step on the dragon statue right away. It'll be great.
Yeah, you'll die.
Well, it'll be great. It'll be fun.
No. All right. So what do we do here? This guy, since they can't, I don't know if they can read. I'm sure they can't read the text on their screens because it's 720p on their screen since being down converted. But
yeah, it's 720p. So I don't know how readable the text is. I guess you guys can let me know in the chat.
I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to give him a job. So I now got another soldier out of it, so I can kind of move along a little faster.
I almost always go for that. I'm such a sucker for free units.
Yeah, but it's just a soldier, whereas I'd rather have those ingredients normally.
Yeah?
I'm going to hit Route Resolve because this is pretty easy. Boop.
Blow. And your soldier leveled up. Units do level up. It's not as dramatic for units to level up as it is for heroes, but they do get, I believe currently they get
watch
accuracy.
This is one of my favorite features. We need to put an option in here. This should just attack. Let me go to the next turn.
Whoop.
Oh, crap.
So the Sorcerer King came and said, hey, do you want to be part of my awesome empire of death? And Brad was like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. So the emissary hands you a brand new slave collar to represent your new life of servitude. Running an entire kingdom on your own was never your style. It is much better to let braver, more adventurous people make the tough calls. even if that means the end of all life in the world.
So you get a plus 1,000 doomsday counter for your troubles.
Yeah, and then the next turn it's gonna end.
And well, nope, I think you bugged it.
Yeah, I think I did. That was a insane. All right, I need to go back to the.
You should have an autosave. Although you may be so bugged, you may need to task manager.
Yeah, that is a 1 in a million type thing.
Wow.
But I'll tell them about that still.
Game development, everybody. It happens. I hope nobody takes too much offense to our to finding a really weird edge case bug in our early access game that launched just today.
Yeah, don't become a slave at the same time that you're attacking someone.
That's the lesson for the day. All right, so it looks like it's dead, so you can.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember how to get back to Steam. There we go.
There you go. Library. There you go. Well, maybe it is on internal. I don't know.
Nope.
No, it's on public.
Yeah, it's public. They're the same.
Oh, they're the same right now. Okay.
Whoops,
now in the future,
we're gonna go. All right, load autosave.
In the future, we should be able to stream our internal builds once we have a little bit more power. I mean, the public build is basically what we have right now because it's launch day.
There we go.
There you go. Okay.
All right. Where were we? All right. So he comes to you is like, hey, it's like, you know, wouldn't you let's be allies? So I can say, I'm listening. Yeah. All right. That's one of the things we are changing. Is the well, not that right now all these windows are their own pop-up. That's why it's happening.
And so everything just goes into the pop-up queue, and you have the auto-resolve in the pop-up queue.
It should be updating the existing thing. Yeah. All right. Even though you're playing a beta version of this game, you must know that every strategy game these days has a victory condition for ally with other players. Well, the Sorcerer King is another player. Therefore, by allying together, a victory condition is achieved. They have their choices are a victory condition for whom. That is an interesting proposal, but I need to be bought off first. Give me some loot so we can talk later. Or you almost got me. Glad I signed up for early access to see this kind of snark. So which one should I go with, Adam?
I think you should ask him who the victory condition is actually for.
Okay. So he says, let's not quibble over who wins the game. The important thing is a victory condition is achieved. That's what matters. And he says, that's a great point. Let's ally up right now. And I'm going to go with I want to be bought off first.
There you go.
The Sorcerer King welcomes a chance to show his friendship. Choose between his treasures. All right, which treasure?
Whoa. I don't know. Belt of Speed's pretty good.
All right. This belt of speed, take this belt of speed of a token of our friendship. Oh, the Doomsday counter went up 25.
Yeah, but look at how empty it still is.
But look at that. Initiative +1.
Initiative is important.
Yes. So sure. And I have so much room here.
Yeah, you got plenty of room to play with. That'll be fine, I'm sure.
Oh, look, it works. It's not cursed.
Not yet, anyway.
All right. So I'm going to come in here. Look at that. My combat rating just went up to 21.
Yeah, man. That early armor that you can build really makes a huge difference. Even though it's like you don't need much to build it.
But see that? I just went over and it just killed him. I didn't have to do anything because it determined I was going to kick his butt.
You need to put that soldier in Athica because you have a bandit right on it.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
No problem. I just saved you another reload.
Loss. Yes. All right. And I went up a level again. So, and the funny thing is, I haven't even run into a minor faction yet.
That's true.
Of course, I'm only, because while we're talking, I'm going to build on our Pioneer.
Yeah, I keep distracting you. Sorry.
I've only played 20 turns.
So we had a good question out of the chat from Allstein. Does a higher Doomsday counter lead to bigger nasties or effects like it does in Fall from Heaven?
Yes, it does. The Doomsday counter determines the types of monsters the Sorcerer King has access to. You need to be able to play, even though it's asymmetric. The player needs to be able to affect what the other guy's playing in. So the other guy is building strongholds, and the more strongholds he has, the more guys he has, and the more the Doomsday counter goes up, the more powerful the units, and the more shards that get destroyed, the more magical power he has to play with.
So he'll be casting spells in combat and things like that, right?
Yeah. Not yet, but he will be.
Right.
All right.
Item recipes.
Birch scroll. That's lame.
That is lame.
All right. We need those.
Oh, you need to kill that so you can get another city up. City sites are very, very important in Sorcerer King because there are not a lot of places that you can actually settle.
I have one really cool map where it's all settled.
Yeah, but that's like your hacks, dev map.
No. I'm hoping to get it in. I think it'll be fun.
I do like. I mean, it's good to have that kind of thing just because it'll be such a different experience, right? It really enhances the replayability of the game to have. It really changes how you kind of approach it if you have a lot of options for city building.
We have one where it's a desert map and there's almost nothing available, and then we have one where there's lots of stuff available.
Man, I know we're doing it for the stream, but it takes me about 30 seconds every time to put the combat speed up to double. Just our animations are very pretty, and I know Dan and Ari worked very hard on them.
I actually turned it back down because I do enjoy it.
I love Tandis's animations. Tandis has great animations. I do think these are the best animations we've ever had for sure.
They're going to be better. They're just about to make it so the units don't move at the same rate.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was like, give me another week.
I like that. That actually makes it look a lot better, surprisingly.
Yeah. All right, I've leveled up again. And you may notice you level up a lot in this game.
You do level up a lot.
Auto-resolve, he doesn't have a chance. They just fixed that, by the way.
Oh, the weird sliding?
Yep.
Nice.
They just got fixed internally today.
Nice.
See, all this what's it called? Sausage factory stuff you have to find out.
A lot of sausage on the dev stream. That's true. What?
That sounds bad.
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You got haste. It's good.
All right.
Tireless March. I love
March.
Tireless March.
All right, I'm taking that. So any comments? You said you're falling behind.
I've more or less caught up. Let's see. Actually, a question just came in the chat. Where did the idea of this game come from?
Basically, the idea is I've been playing. There's been so many good Fantasy 4X games, and I can recommend quite a number. Age of Wonders I really like. I like Endless Legends.
Their latest patch is really good.
Oh,
the Age of Wonders.
Oh,
they did a good job.
I haven't got the expansion pack.
Oh, you should get the expansion.
No, I haven't had time.
Yeah, I suppose. What, you've been launching a game or something?
Yeah, well, I'm supposed to be working on this and then the Galcivii shortly.
Well, I've been doing competition research. That's what it is.
Yeah, good for you. Well, anyway, so I've been playing a lot of those and I was thinking, you know what? It would be really fun to do a game where I had played those games. The player played those games, but they lost. And I wanted to have a game where I started out where, okay, I lost, now what? And it's like, well, now we raise the stakes. And by doing that, we can have the AI to be very interesting and do a lot of really interesting, unexpected things. Because I wanted to have it where everything you did in the game could feed this dungeon master. We have this dungeon master AI that's sitting in the background. And you're constantly feeding it data with everything you do. And I can use that data. And the thing is, modders will have access to it because it's all done through the resources that, the favor type resources,
right? Loyalty and courage, and
exactly,
cowardice,
cruelty, exactly.
Sure.
So you're feeding it, and I can just keep throwing stuff at the player and the Sorcerer King and everyone, and it's just very, very fun. And the stuff that's going in, and even here, like I said, even here it's pretty interesting. Though the quests are fairly straightforward. You know what? I'm trying to remember why I can't walk here.
Because because you're used to playing Age of Wonders, and our combat engine makes you choose your final destination.
No, I can't walk here. I'm out of.
No, I know it's because you already moved. You only get to move once, Brad.
I know that, but it's okay. All right, but it's.
One of your other guys will be able to walk there, but you don't really want to walk there because then you're just going to get double teamed anyway.
Right.
This way you get to bottleneck the bad guys.
Here, if I go, let's see. No, I want to. Oh, we need an animation for that where they go flying back because look, you see that they still just go boop.
Excellent. I'm really glad that we started to get some more variety in the encounters that you fight. Like for a while, and this is even something that happens in a lot of shipping games. You keep fighting the same like 2 wolves and a bandit or whatever, over and over and over and over, and that's something that we've improved quite a bit.
Oh yeah, this is nothing too. What we've seen so far. I mean, we're only because we're at the very start of the game. It's amazing because it's normally in the same amount of time we've been playing because we've been talking so much. I'd be already going up against skeletons and all kinds of. Oh crap! I'm not paying
he's got enough.
attention.
Yeah, he's got enough move to get there though.
Yeah, it's not that. I should have finished off that wolf because now he's going to be able to go back there and flank him.
Yeah. They should add flying units to the game. We have flying units in the game.
Done and done.
Let's see. Wish Twitch would add a quality select so that people could watch when their connections are being crappy. I hear that. Unfortunately, I have no control over the Twitch platform. But we love the Twitch platform for letting us stream to our fans, though.
Oh, I don't even think I've shown the cloth map.
I love the cloth map in SK. I think it looks really nice.
The size of these guys is based on their combat rating. So I can tell if at a glance, this guy's obviously a lot tougher than this guy.
That's handy.
This is bad.
You got a whole bunch of bandits coming in.
I'm glad that I listened to you and put that guy there because he should be enough to take those guys out. Oh, you know where they're going?
Are they going for the shard?
Yeah. Go back in.
Do not get your pioneer squished. That
They're
would really
trying to
suck.
get. I think that Darkling is trying to get to the shard. These guys.
Are they going for your outpost?
No. Let's see. Ooh, I saw 4 food.
Oh, you missed it. There was a
no!
food,
I'm out of logistics.
Oh no! So every time you build a unit, or every time you build an outpost or a building like that shard shrine, every time you claim a resource, it takes one of your logistics.
Right. So I'm going to go ahead and build the barracks.
Yep.
Now the barracks converts 2 of my food to 3 logistics.
Super important. In addition to starting you climbing the unit production chain.
Right. See, this guy is definitely, he's still alive. He's got 4. Come on. He's going to get my shard.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. No kidding. So he did a tiny bit of damage to it. So that's what I'm supposed to be doing now. I can undo that by building more, upgrading these outposts.
Well, you can't fix the shard.
Can't fix the shard, but I can make it so that it's a lot tougher. I'm just going to auto-resolve.
That was a really foolish attack by that looter.
Yeah, I know.
I'm surprised he got any damage through.
Did he?
I think he got a little bit. So yeah, so every turn that enemies spend inside your territory, they get shot at though. Yeah. So like that outpost and Athica as well were doing damage to those enemies every time that they were in.
I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this. Oh, cancel. No.
Is there a raider there?
There is.
Oh, weird. I didn't know that they could step on outposts like that. Is that a bug?
It is a bug. You're not going to be able to walk on outposts.
Okay. Or the enemy won't anyway?
Even you won't be able to.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, interesting. Now, are you going to upgrade the outpost, or are you going to...
I think
you need to send him up and get that city started.
You're right. I'm going to go up here and get this city.
Molto Benny wants to know, where's my Founders Elite version? It's that extra $20 to go buy yourself a nice sandwich that you get, I think.
No, they have the Founders Elite. Well, I think he means the one he already bought.
I think so. I think he's referring to the E2015 pre-order.
Right.
Yeah. So the bonus is you got it for...
Oh, he said, where's his bonus? I thought he was just asking where...
If he's wondering where... If anybody has purchased a game, if you pre-purchase the E2015, you can get your key under My Downloads. Just log into your Stardock account. Under My Downloads, you should have a Steam key there. Just put that into Steam and you'll get Sorcerer King. If it's a joke about a Founders Elite version, there is not, in fact, a Founders Elite version of this game, so I apologize for that. I don't actually apologize. Those things are a pain. They're cool, but they're a pain for people like me who have to deal with all the implementation of all the little goodies and whatnot.
I want... You know what I never can get? I never see shields. Ooh, but I can do a chain shirt. I can use all my metal and get a chain shirt.
Oh, like you never get recipes for shields?
Yeah. I can do a fireball scroll.
Oh, fireball's awesome.
Oh,
not as good as Blizzard scrolls.
Fireball.
Scrolls are super good in this game though too, because one of the things I've found as I've been playing Sorcerer King is that because your logistics are such a tight cap on the number of units that you can have, you really have to make those units count.
Right.
And one of the ways that you can do that is with scrolls. And fireball scrolls are pretty cheap to make, and fireball owns. You are burning resources on a consumable, but we make it worth your while.
Well, what's funny is that the player, I guarantee you, people are going to be posting that your units are all overpowered. and you're gonna feel overpowered right to the point, right to the moment you've lost. This is overpowered. This is overpowered. I fixed this. It got reverted.
Oh, is that down to like 25?
It's like, come on, that's basic.
Oh, you already got Harbinger or Reaper or whatever that is.
I
Though?
love that.
Oh, I love it. Or no, that's Deadly. That's not the one. Though. I'm thinking of the one where you get HP back for kills, which I believe is on the top line of Tannis.
All right, I finished the barracks, which is good.
That is very good. We had a question. Will you let us beta the beta like with patches? I think he means like when we have patches, will we put those out early?
If I have my way, you will, because there's I tell you, it's one of the more interesting things in game development is internally. There's always a debate, and there's a good argument for this, by the way. Why I understand now why it's been explained to me patiently, and that is no matter how much you tell people it's a beta, you still have people who will judge it as the final.
Right.
And so I like so this is way more polished than it normally would, even though, like I said, there's still obviously there's still bugs and stuff. None of this stuff interferes with this game should be pretty fun to play, even as is, for many, many hours. And then you're going to get the next beta, and that's why I like early access. People will get the next beta, and it's going to feel like, oh, crap.
Oh, Stronghold, that's
There's a Stronghold. That's a bad thing.
That's very bad for you. Man, you are behind, dude.
Shut up. Well, I've been talking.
That's true. I have been distracting you. Although I did save you from a couple easy fails there.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's see. Can we get some big flags on our buildings? I don't know. Flags are cool, I guess. I don't know if there's any plan to like revisit the building art.
Yeah, probably no new art in there in that sense.
But flags are cool. I agree with that. I think what Devil Dog was asking about betaing the beta is like opt-in patches.
No, I'm
stuff
for
like that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And we've been doing that with
finish
Galciv.
that question, and I agree that would be cool.
Yeah, we've been doing that with Galciv, and generally speaking, it's pretty. I mean, the nice thing about Steam as a platform is that it makes it very easy to do that for us as developers, which is great. And
I want those minor races tested. Like I would love personally, if they gave me my way, I'd have that beta of the minor races in tomorrow. But I don't think they'll let me do
Jeff
that.
might kill you.
Yeah.
It's possible. So to answer that question, yes. Let's see. Is there any potential for a multiplayer mode to be added?
No.
Sounds really cool, but no. And that's just a matter of technology.
All right, I'm going to try to hypnotize this guy. Here we go.
Oh, you're
resisted. Darn it!
You are so hosed.
He has no. I know. I need to find out. I
think you need to bump that back up because hypnotism, I think, got nerfed too far.
I know.
down.
I don't understand. But I have
You do have a fireball. Oh, you can't double hit anybody though.
Oh crap! I'll wait a turn. No.
Well, he's gonna be dead in a turn.
Shut up.
Let's see. Oh, people in the chat are making fun of you for not equipping the items that you've been making.
Did I forget to equip?
I think you forgot to equip that chain shirt that you were so proud of.
Yeah, you're totally right. Did. I suck. Yeah, well, I'm a little distracted. Yeah, and I'm gonna really. They're not going.
Those archers are horrible.
No. Remember that.
Oh, but you have the overpowered.
They'll never be able to hit me because
that's true. That's true. I know these trogs are nasty though too.
Yeah, but there's only 2 of them. I shouldn't have any problem.
Yeah, Smite's so good.
Yeah. You go, oh, look how tough I am, and then pretty soon you're going to see some really bad stuff show up. Let's see. Pass.
People complimenting the graphics. Thank you. I really like the look of the game. I think it really came together very well.
A lot of the art was done by the Civ 5 team, or people who were on the Civ 5 team.
Yeah, Dorian.
Dorian and Thomas and Ryan.
Oh, you are rolling ones today, Brad.
I can't believe it. Oh, well, wait a minute. My guy, he's dodge versus something.
Ranged. It's the intelligence looking one. Why we're using the intelligence icon for that, I don't know. But there you go.
All right. Well, we won't make that mistake again. So 18.
Yeah, he's immobilized for another 5 turns. Man, and being immobilized in this game is brutal too because it's such a race.
It's every turn. I have got to upgrade this though. I have totally got to upgrade. I'm building an archery right now, or I am building an. Please do not attack the city.
Oh man, you are so boned.
Oh no, because there's now.
There's garrisons now.
There's garrisons. Yeah,
right. Well, that's awfully nice. Evil Monkey suggests maybe seeing if the Sorcerer King wants to send you any more gifts.
I could use some.
Oh, that's excellent, man! It would be so nice if you could.
I can't believe I've only and this is a tiny map. This is like you can actually see I've explored a big chunk of this map, and I still haven't run it. But I haven't run into any of the miners yet, because they're just.
They must be just
They are just out, but I've been. Unfortunately, like the skeletons are starting to show up.
Oh, geez.
They're still.
How do they have 224 health? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's just because they have a lot of health.
Oh, just because there's a bunch.
But remember, their combat rating is only 19. So
okay.
Combat rating. So they're. But I definitely need to build.
Yeah, the archery range will help.
Oh, you can use magic to sum the fast build. Which is
if you hadn't wasted all your magic on a failed hypnotize.
Oh, yeah, that is really annoying. I have to find out why that is.
Yeah, it's really low. The success chance on that is really low.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
I didn't change it. I don't know what happened there.
I think it got nerfed. I mean, like a month ago.
Yeah, but
pretty bad.
You're seriously going to attack me in my own city?
Well,
that's pretty.
They're
bold.
Skeletons. What do they know? Oh, they have fear though. That's right. That does.
Yeah. What else? Let's check them out. I feel like it's a little like Master Magic. When I play this, it's kind of like where you're checking. All right, what do these guys have?
Oh yeah.
He has ability.
Oh, Pack is nasty though. Pack is nasty if you let a bunch of them get up into you.
Yeah. Well, don't.
Well, that's the hope anyway. Although Tandis's sweep is gonna help you out quite a bit here, I think. What is going on? Did you break the game again, Brad?
I don't think so. Maybe I did. Oh, there we go. Hang on.
Oh gosh.
Oh, I'm afraid.
Oh,
crap,
no.
crap.
If you die again, you're totally gonna die again. I tell you, man, Pack Tactics is just nasty. Oh man. You got like no mana.
Luckily, my archers have.
Oh, they have some weird like. Yeah, you're pretty boned.
Oh,
no?
I did win. I went to the end and.
Nice.
Well, they aren't very good against archers, luckily.
I'm glad that we got garrisons in the game though. That was very frustrating in some of the early alphas.
All right, marching. There's your precious marching orders.
Oh, yeah, it's so good. Well, yeah, but you got to keep your guys alive for marching orders to matter.
Hey, I am going to craft some mana potions, leather gloves.
So we have a question here. Quick one from Coco Le Belge. Could you explain a little bit more about the magic management and the 3 colors? It's really just the lore. Yeah, I'll let you go.
Yeah, basically you have skill, lore, and mana. Skill lets is how fast your sovereign goes up his skill tree, which gives your civilization new abilities. It's like your tech tree. Mana is what you have to to
actually cast spells.
Cast the spells, and lore it lets you learn new spells. And
so it's literally you get however much magic per turn. You get like 3 base plus 4 per shard or something like that.
I need that shard right here too.
And that just gets split up according to whatever percentage you set up in the magic sphere. So let's see what else. Did Fallen Enchantress get the boot then? This game seems to look just like it. It does not, in fact, look just like it, although I appreciate, I love Fallen Enchantress very much. But, I mean, it's a different game that we're making, so that's good.
Yeah, Fallen Enchantress is very different. Legendary Heroes has its own upgrade path.
Yeah. Which we just had a decent patch for that not too long ago.
Oh, yeah. And we have another one in the works.
So, let's see. This is a good question that is worth digging into a little bit. And we've talked about it some, but for people who maybe weren't at the stream at the start, Visionary asks, I have just one question that has probably already been asked. What the hell does asymmetric mean in the adverts for this game? Asymmetric means you're not playing the same game that the Sorcerer King is. Your goals are not the same as his goals. Your tools are not the same as his tools. He is trying to become a god by destroying the world. You're trying to stop him. And it's like in a traditional 4X, you're kind of racing. Everybody starts at, roughly equal starts, and everybody's kind of racing toward whatever the victory conditions are, right? Diplomatic or cultural or conquest or whatever. There's no diplomatic victory in Sorcerer. Well, he has a diplomatic victory.
Yeah, he does. He wants to ally with you.
But then you lose. Like there's nothing. There's no negotiation with the Sorcerer King. There's no cultural victory in Sorcerer King. You're not going to convince his minions to not follow it.
On the other hand, the miners you can persuade them over.
Right, but they're not like they don't expand and fight the Sorcerer King like you do.
No.
Right.
Not until you get them on your side. Then they do.
Right. So it's very much it's like I tend to think of it as like, the difference between like Counter-Strike and Left 4 Dead. Right? Like in Left 4 Dead, you're playing against the game. You have goals, the game is trying to kill you. Right?
Yes.
And I mean it's not Sorcerer King is not Left 4 Dead. There's not zombies. Well, I guess there are zombies.
Yeah, there's zombies.
But
other than the zombies,
it's still a 4X, right? And it's still all that, but it's a very different. It's kind of it's turned sideways a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I think it's super exciting. Sorcerer King is one of the big reasons I actually came to work here. I was very excited when Brad told me about Sorcerer King all those many moons ago.
Well, I have sent over a Pioneer to that outpost. I'm going to upgrade it to do much better attack, so it will start killing stuff a lot better. That starts to approach this shard. I really need this other shard too over here, but I have to get rid of this. That's why I'm starting to see more bad guys, is because he's got some strongholds.
Because every stronghold that you let him keep up increases what, number and quality both?
No,
of his
just
troops?
the number.
Just the number. Okay. Quality is on the Doomsday counter.
The Doomsday counter, yeah.
Okay. Because some of that, man. Like, as awesome as Tandis is, we've seen him get a little owned, and man, once you start fighting some of the second and third tier monsters, like we're
still dealing right now. We're lucky; we're still dealing with tier 1s. But I have been squandering my early units, and I've been really miserly with my crafting.
That's true.
I really need. Let's see. I'm going to build a not potions. Yeah, potions.
Parrot Math asks, are there going to be different start scenarios for the game? I mean, there's going to be a bunch of different maps.
Yeah,
as far as start scenarios, like, do you, start with a bunch of cities and stuff like that? I don't know. Is that in the plan?
That would be probably an expansion of some kind.
It would be relatively easy to do in the map editor, I think, if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, you could certainly make those. Oh, gosh.
Oh, crap. Did you see a shard has been destroyed? Where was that?
And Evelyn's under attack.
And now I'm being attacked.
Oh, wow.
I'm just going to ignore that. Yeah. Okay, so the shard over here is gone. That is very bad.
Man, you've already lost, what, 2 shards?
Shut up. Let's go to our ghetto quest screen. And he has destroyed, you're right, he has destroyed 2 of the 8. So he's going to be pretty powerful. I am definitely into tier 2 monsters.
You are so screwed.
I'm only on turn 51. I know. Normally, I'm a lot better than this. I swear.
Oh, funny. Awesome. Well, actually, that's a decent place to end the stream, I think. We're going to die anyway. And we've been on for over an hour, which is a ridiculous amount of time. But we're happy to show you the game. Hope you guys like Sorcerer King. It is available in early access now. The plan is that it will go to full release in February, is the plan and the hope. If that changes, we'll let you know. But, I mean, we have a pretty good development roadmap for this game. I don't foresee this game really slipping out of February. Just from looking at where it is and what we have to do and stuff like that. So that's the hope anyway. So, but we'll be back streaming more with some other members of the team. I don't know how often we're going to get Brad because he's a busy guy. But we're going to be streaming for sure every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, which is noon Pacific. So you can kind of see the game as it's in development. We'll have internal builds, so you can see the latest before it even hits Steam, which is something we like to do and get your feedback on and let everyone see what we're up to. So hope everybody enjoyed the stream. Great chat. Really appreciate all the great questions and everything. And we will hope to see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.